for relevant information. And I want to thank the FBI who has set up a new website to allow for videos or photos to be uploaded. I'd like to share that with you at this time and provide it also after the fact. But the website address is fbi.gov/Brown University shooting. Again, that's fbi.gov Brown University shooting. We know that the telephone line doesn't allow, obviously, for the uploading of video or photographs. This website does allow for that. And our partnership with the FBI, which has been excellent throughout the evening, they quickly stood up this resource to allow us to comb through additional evidence or tips as they may come in. The Providence Police also has a specific tip line now for this incident. That phone number is 401-652-5767. Again, that's 401-652-5767. That's the Providence Police tip line specifically for this incident. Before I turn it over to the governor, I just want to speak to the shelter in place that remains in effect for the Brown campus and the surrounding areas. We will keep the shelter in place in effect until such time as it has been lifted. It has been very helpful both for the safety and security of our neighbors, but more importantly for the investigation that remain in effect. It has allowed police, Providence Police, Brown Police, and all of our partners to canvass the neighborhood, look for evidence, assess if there are additional cameras that may yield video evidence, and to do a visual search to help provide and ensure a sense of safety for our community. Having this shelter in place allows them to do their work in the first phase of the investigation. And so we will notify the community through official Providence channels when the shelter is lifted, but it remains in effect to allow law enforcement to conclude and conduct this chapter of the investigation. I also want to speak directly to the fact that it is Saturday night. Tomorrow is Sunday, a week before Christmas, in a city with a lot of things going on. There are shows, a lot of families will be headed to church in the morning. And we, at this time, are not recommending that those events be canceled. It's a personal choice whether you want to cancel your holiday party, but we do not feel it is necessary. In the hours that have eclipsed since the initial shooting, we've received no additional credible information that there is any specific ongoing threat from this individual, and so we do not believe these events need to be canceled. We do believe you can safely go to church in the morning. In order to provide an additional sense of safety, and comfort, and confidence, there will be an enhanced and visible law enforcement presence throughout the community tomorrow. We want people to know that there are hardworking men and women in law enforcement there for their protection and safety. And it's been a blur of the last couple of hours, but I would like to reiterate our deep gratitude for how hard law enforcement is working right now. They will be up and out all night tonight and throughout the day tomorrow, and will remain hard at work until the individual responsible is brought to justice. But tomorrow, on Sunday, you will see police officers throughout the city, and we are receiving and relying on and grateful for the assistance from the state police and our neighboring communities, all of whom have offered to help. We know this is a scary time, but we also know that tomorrow there is some business that needs to get done. People want to take their kids to church in the morning, and we want them to feel comfortable doing so. Those are the updates that I have to share. I'd like to invite Governor McKee to share a few words. Then we'll hear from Colonel Perez, Chief of the Providence Police Department, and then we'll take your questions. Governor?
So I said earlier, the unthinkable has happened here in Rhode Island. And our thoughts and prayers go to the people who have been personally impacted in the Brown community. But also we want to make sure that we recognize the state is coming together as a whole around this issue, Mayor, rallying around Providence, Brown University. As a parent, grandparent, we know that we have deep feelings right now in the state but they're coming together, and I think that that's something that we can certainly rally behind as we enter into the second day at the hospital. Shout out to our nurses and our medical staff that is, taking care of 9 individuals right now. And also to the communities at large that have responded to you, Mayor, right? Whether they're coming from my hometown of Cumberland or all around the state of Rhode Island. So we're rallying behind one another. We're going to continue that in day 2. The state pledges all its resources to the city of Providence. We'll continue to partner in with our federal officials as well to make sure that justice comes to the individual that pulled the trigger and caused death. And families, they're going to have to deal with this for a lifetime. So I'm happy that we're able to respond, but very sad about what we're responding to.
Thank you, Governor. Now we'll get a brief update from Colonel Oscar Perez, Chief of the Providence Police Department.
Thank you, Mayor. As the Mayor stated, obviously, first and foremost, my thoughts and prayers to the family losing their loved ones, especially in these times of the holidays that we all get together with our family. So beyond that, I'll tell you that when the call came in, immediately our officers responded. Providence Police Chief was here within minutes. At that point, obviously, we communicated with Brown Police and we did what we needed to do. At this point, as the Mayor stated, we're going to continue to canvass the area. We have enhanced enforcement in the city. I got to thank our municipalities, our brothers and sisters from other municipalities who actually reached out immediately, asking if I needed anything, as well as the state police, and so we're there with that, as well as the federal agencies, the FBI, ATF, who came and responded immediately and provided extra personnel, extra resources. At this point, it's all hands on deck, and I'll tell you that it was said by the mayor, it was said by the governor. It will be our job to ensure that the individual that is responsible is brought to justice. I think as a father, as a brother, as an uncle, I think that we're going to bring justice and sort of relief to these families and get my heart goes out to them. I'll tell you that the mayor mentioned about the shelter in places before, to keep that in mind. These are fluid, dangerous situations, and we need to make sure that operationally the police department can do their job. That's canvassing the area, identifying suspects if we need to, continue to stop vehicles if we need to. At this point, we want to make sure that everyone's safe, and then once we realize that that's the case, we'll make sure that that's the case. Again, I thank the officers of this department that stepped up immediately and quickly. Do I wish that we would have been here prior? Absolutely. But I know for a fact the special response unit was here, task force was here, narcotics was here, everyone that was working, including the commander, who drove here immediately. It goes without saying that this city is well protected and will continue to be well protected, and will continue to ensure that we do what we need to do to bring this person to people justice. And I thank the mayor for the support and what everybody was here for that. So,
Colonel,
yes.
Can I ask a question? So, just so we're clear,
yes.
this individual goes into this classroom, this building, fires, and then exits. So, nothing else on the campus, seems very targeted. Was there a student that flunked out of the class? Seems to be some connection, that building, that classroom.
Correct, and that's a great point, John, and I'll tell you that the detective division is looking into that. Obviously, Major LaPena is actually on the street right now, as well as the captains, and that's something that we need to look at, right? Why was this building, why was this classroom? And as well, work very close with Brown Police to see what type of resources they have in the building, so that we can utilize to find the evidence that we need to follow and identify these individuals.
One quick follow-up. When you look at that video, he's going right down Waterman, comes up Hope Waterman. What does that tell you? He seems fairly calm. He's not running. He's walking at a brisk pace. Your background, what does that tell you about this suspect?
These individuals, you see it nationwide. You never think it will happen here in the city of Providence, but that's the dynamic actions that they do. And it's exactly what you saw, and it's something that we have to investigate further to figure out who this individual was. But we'll take that into account. Go ahead, Pat.
Chief, could you reach out to the Spanish-speaking community and give us some type of words so we can direct it to those folks?
Yes, yes, I'll say in Spanish. Muchas gracias. Realmente, mis condolencias por las personas. Es muy importante darles a las familias que perdieron sus hijos, sus hijas, y también los que les pasó algo esta noche. Pero quiero que entiendan que el Departamento de la Policía de Providence va a continuar haciendo lo que necesitan hacer. Estamos acá con las diferentes agencias federales y también con otras municipalidades haciendo lo que necesitamos para identificar a este individuo que fue el responsable, y también el alcalde dio diferentes tip lines que las tienes en la web website de la Policía de Providence. Te las puedo dar, que el número es el 401-652-5763, y ese es el Departamento de la Policía de Providence. Y también el FBI tiene otro website en el cual, si tú tienes cualquier tipo de evidencia, como cualquier tipo de fotos o cualquiera que tú pienses que pasa importante, lo puedes mandar al departamento, al website que es la fbi.gov, la raya de atrás, Brown University, CHU. Ahí puedes encontrar, si necesitas más información, llama al departamento que ahí te la vamos a dar. Muchísimas gracias. Thank you for that. Just pretty much on this. Go ahead.
Is there a helicopter being used for the search?
At this point, no, but I'll tell you that we have the resources that we need and equipment that we need based on the technology that we recently purchased with the assistance of the mayor to make sure that the department can provide those resources. Go ahead.
Brown sent out a map of the perimeter for the shelter in place. Why, how did that location come to be, and what information do you have to have that perimeter for the shelter in place?
So this is fluid, right? And that's where it happened, that's where it's maintained, that's where the department is concentrated. That's where we want to make sure we have operational control of that area. It's fluid, it's dangerous. We want to make sure that that's the area that we're concentrating at this point because that's where it occurs.
Is there also a reason to protect that area?
Well, in the sense of that's where it occurred, it's still fresh. Again, I just told you earlier that we're canvassing the area. We want to make sure that we're not going to redoor. We want to make sure that we identify anything, any evidence that we may need to collect. It takes time. It's ballistics that we may need to seize. It's all part of the evidence, and we want to make sure that we have the time, resources, and the space that is untouched so that we can seize the evidence that we need.
Is there no video from inside the classroom that would help people get a better look at?
So that's the video that the mayor released earlier that we have, and we're looking at all the footage, and once we have more that is helpful, we're going to release it.
Right, but I'm saying inside the class, inside the building, you know, because the video is him walking away, and there's nothing that shows his face that he was in.
So, yeah, sure.
At this time, we found no useful video from inside the building.
Mayor, as we enter hour 7 now, do we have any clearer picture as to what was going on in that classroom?
No. As was reported earlier, there were 2 final exams taking place in the building. Precisely what was happening inside that classroom, I don't have any further updates. I don't know if the provost was on it. We heard from him earlier. This is Provost Frank Doyle.
Thank you, Mayor. This time of year, we have finals going on. I mentioned that earlier today. But in a building like that on a weekend, there are a lot of things going on. Study sessions, student groups meeting, there are research labs in that building. So we don't have detailed knowledge of exactly what was happening, but we're working with law enforcement. They're the ones who have to drive that investigation.
Provost, are campus happenings being canceled for tomorrow?
At this time, we will not be having final exams tomorrow.
Provost, what do you say to parents from around the country that are watching this tonight that are scared for their children they send to your school to be safe? What do you say to parents tonight in the wake of this tragedy?
Yeah, this is, as the mayor and the governor pointed out, an unthinkable act, incomprehensible, right? None of us could prepare our kids for this, the parents. We've been in touch with the parents. The president's not here right now because she was at the hospital tending to the students, and she's now at the Nelson shelter-in-place location. We've communicated, put the word out to the parents. The perimeter that was spoken about earlier is part of the safe approach to managing the campus and getting students back in their dorm rooms. We'll continue to support them. That's our top priority.
I have a question for either the colonel or the representative from the FBI. Either one. Colonel, Brown is, international students. Have airports been alerted? Is it possible right now someone is at an airport and they maybe notice someone suspicious? It could be a Brown student that committed this and is flying back to wherever they're from.
So we're working very closely with different agencies, as I mentioned, as well as the state police, and every other, whether it's the airport, RIPTA, or any other Amtrak, anyone else that we think that they know already, and also we're following up, detectives following up with information if needed. We're checking everything that we can. That's part of our job and our mission, and we'll continue to do it. That's, as you know, the city was, the crime rate was down, obviously, as you know, and I really got full faith in my detectives and our detectives and private police. So we'll continue to do what we need to do to inform everyone and request the assistance from others if we need to. So.
And it's safe to say the gunman is not a student because he's in his 30s? Is that a fair statement?
So I'll tell you that we have someone of interest in that video, but that's all we have at this point, so I can't elaborate on anything else.
I think it was possibly in their 30s.
Yeah, we don't know whether the individual's.
Yeah.
In that video, it's hard to see the shooter's right hand when you believe he's holding something.
you've seen the video just like we have, and so the video unfortunately does not disclose as many identifiable or detailed features as we would like, which is why the investigation is ongoing, looking for additional footage, pictures, video that might help enhance our investigation. It's just impossible to say. So as I mentioned, Pat, last question.
Last question. Quick notes from the gentleman from the FBI. Is the head of the FBI, Mr. Patel, aware of this, and what resources do you plan on bringing?
No, absolutely. Ted Dock, Special Agent in Charge of FBI Boston, which covers Rhode Island. Yes, we brought every resource to bear here. We have tactical individuals here. We have investigative. We have intel that also has integrated with the locals here as well. We have also a reconstruction team flying in from DC to also be a part of that scene to help figure out maybe what happened there. We have evidence response team here as well. And so we have the full breadth of the FBI integrated into this team to try to find out what has happened and absolutely bring this individual to justice.
Do you have confidence that you'll catch this guy, or do you have a message to him tonight if he's watching?
I mean, I want to make things clear, when this community as a whole, my heart goes out to them. This is a community in which we're a part of. We have agents and staff and analysts that live in this community. And so we have individuals, kids that go to this school here as well. And so when someone messes with this community, I think the mayor and the governor, they stated it very well, that we stick together. And so that message will be that for anyone who has committed this heinous act, we will turn over every stone to make sure that we bring this individual to justice.
And as the governor mentioned at our previous briefing, the governor was called personally by the director of the FBI, offering his full assistance, and we're grateful for that. As I mentioned, we plan on this being our last update of the evening. If there is a meaningful update, we will notify you all, and we're not afraid to update you in the middle of the night, but we will ensure that it's a meaningful update. Otherwise, we will plan on reconvening tomorrow and provide updates throughout the day. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, everybody, thank you for tuning in. We'll reconvene tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah.